Welcome to my channel. Your tutor Mariam is here. It's the 19th video of Introductory Physics 1 and the 6th video that I'm going to talk about the vector. That is the third subject of Introductory Physics 1. In this video, I'm going to solve a couple of examples about the previous video. In the previous video, I talked about the cross and dot product of two vectors, and today I'm going to solve a couple of examples. If you are new to Introductory Physics 1 and like to learn more, hit the subscribe button and like for more. You ready? Let's get started. So in the first problem, you need to find the cross product of two vectors. So the cross product of two vectors, let's call it as R, gonna be A cross B. And then the definition gonna be the magnitude of vector A times magnitude of vector B, and then sine theta, and this theta gonna be the angle between vector A and B. For example, I have vector A right here. This is gonna be my vector B, and then the angle between vector A and B gonna called as a theta. So now if I'm willing to find the cross product of these two vectors, my A, the magnitude of vector A, gonna be 4 times for B gonna be 2, and then it says the angle between vector A and B gonna be 90, right? As you know, this angle, this sine 90 gonna be 1, so the answer gonna be 8. Now let's look at the other example. In this example, we are dealing with a unit vector. In the previous video, I solved a similar example, but I didn't put a value in there. Here, we are dealing with the value, like vector A and B has different value, and it asks me to find the A cross B. So A cross B, I usually solve it with the matrices. It's going to be a lot easier. So if I write it in terms of the matrices, then my first row gonna be the unit vector I, J, K, because here we are dealing with three dimension or three coordinate. I have I, J for vector A, which is that means vector A is in X and Y axis, and vector B, I'm dealing with I and K, which means that vector B is in the X and Z axis. So that's why I'm saying we are dealing with three dimension or three coordinates. So then vector A gonna be in my second row. I have I, so it's gonna be 1, and then for J I have 2, and for K is like my K gonna be 0 because I don't have any parameter for K in vector A, right? But what about B? Feel free to pause the video and think about it. So for vector B, I have I, so it's gonna be 3. There is no value for J, like y-axis, so it's gonna be 0. And then for z-axis, it's gonna be 4, right? So now what I'm gonna do is like writing down in 3 different coordinates, like break down these matrices. So I'm gonna eliminate the first row and the first column. So my I gonna be break to these matrices is gonna be 2, 0, 0, 4. And then for J, I'm gonna eliminate the second column and the first row. So what left is like 1, 0, 3, 4, j. And then for the last one, I'm gonna eliminate the third column and the first row. So what left is like 1, 2, 3, 0, and it's gonna be in k. At this point, what I need to do is calculate the determinant of this vector. How I'm gonna do that is like this guy gonna be I, so it's gonna be 2 times 4 minus 0. This is for the first one. For the second one is gonna be 0 times 3 minus 1 times 4 in j direction. And then the last one gonna be 1 times 0 minus 2 times 3 in k. And then for the first part is gonna be 8i minus 4j minus 6k. And this is gonna be my final answer. You might have this question, why don't we use this equation? Like A cross B gonna be A magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and sine theta. The same things we calculate in the previous video, in the previous slide. So at this point, I can calculate the magnitude of A. I can calculate the magnitude of B, but finding the sine theta here is kind of the challenge. You can spend lots of time to calculate it, but this is the easiest way. And also, it depends what problem asks you. If it asks you to find it in the unit vector, you should go with these matrices and find the determinant. If it asks you to find the magnitude of this vector, you need to go with this equation right here. Now let's look at the other example. This problem asks me to find the angle between vector A and B. The easiest equation I can think of is the dot product of two vectors. So vector A dot B is equal to the magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B, and cosine theta, right? Let me calculate A dot B first. So my A here gonna be 3i plus 2j dot, and then my vector B gonna be 4i plus 1j, right? And then here is gonna be 3i times 4i plus 1j plus 2j times 4i plus 1j. Let's look at the first part here, right here. So this guy gonna be 3i times 4i plus 3i dot 1j. And then for the next part right here, I will have 2j times 4i plus 2j times 1j, right? So here you should be careful. We are having the unit vector, right? So this guy right here is the dot product of two vectors. That means 3i times 4i times cosine theta between I, right? So let me break it down for you. For example, this guy right here gonna be 3i, right? And then I have 4i in the same direction, right? So what is the cosine between these two vectors? So of course the angle of this guy gonna be 0, right? So cosine of 0 gonna be 1, right? So then this gonna be 12, and then the cosine theta gonna be 1, plus now 3 times 1, so this guy gonna be 3 times 1 times cosine 90, right? Because now I have I and j, right? And cosine 90 gonna be 0, right? What about the second part? So here I have 2 times 4 times cosine 90, right? This is for the first part. And for the second one is going to be 2, 1, and then cosine 0, right? So this guy going to be 0 because cosine 90 going to be 0, and then this guy going to be 2, right? So let me summarize it. I have 12 for the first part, and then for the second part I got 2, so total gonna be 14. Now I have to find the magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and then substitute all this value and find the cosine theta. Let me find the magnitude of A. So the magnitude of A is equal to ax squared plus ay squared, right? My ax gonna be 3 squared plus 2 squared, right? And then this guy gonna be 9 plus 4, which is equal to 13. And then for magnitude B is gonna be bx squared, by squared, and then this guy gonna be 4 squared, and then 1 squared, which is equal to 16 plus 1 equal to 17. Now let's go back to that equation. I had A, B equal to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, cosine theta. I've already found that A dot B is equal to 14, right? Magnitude of A is 13, and then magnitude of B is equal to a square root of 15, and then it's gonna be cosine theta, right? So my cosine theta gonna be 14 divided by a square root 13 square root 17, and that is equal to 14 a square root of 2 to 1, and that is equal to 14.8, and that is equal to 0.94. So here I calculate cosine theta, right? But it's asked me to find the angle. So my angle gonna be theta is equal to arc cosine of 0.94. And then my angle is equal to 19.9 in degree. I hope these couple of examples help you to understand how to use the cross and dot product equation. If you like my video, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.